My name is Jennifer Wanless-Craig. I live in Tory Hill, Ontario, which is in Haliburton County, and I'm an artist, a glassblower, and a mom.
I'm Terry Craig. I live in Tory Hill, Ontario, and I'm a full-time glass artist.
There was a studio in Toronto called Geisterblitz, and it was a glassblowing studio. And they invite other artists to come down, and I went there. Terry was blowing glass, we met, and basically 3 months later we were married, and now we've been married 19 years this year. And everybody thought we were crazy. I knew that I was always going to be an artist. It just, I don't know if everybody else realized it right away. When I started glassblowing, I had tried it 5 or 6 years before that and liked it, but didn't know that it was something I wanted to make as a career.
I've been blowing glass for 24 years now. I kind of stumbled into it in college. When I started blowing glass, it was like I found my place. I found the thing I want to do. I always tell people, if you can hold it in your hand, you can make it out of glass. You just have to figure out how. And I always swore I would never own my own studio. And now I own my own studio with my wife, and we blow glass pretty much every day.
So we moved up here about 15 years ago from Toronto. We thought we wanted to live in the country, and we found this church. We were going to rent for a couple of years, and then we decided we didn't want to go back. We thought we knew what living in the country meant, but we didn't know things like dealing with the environment when there's a big snowstorm. We live 15 minutes from town, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in the middle of winter in a snowstorm, you're not going to go to town. You know, having groceries, making sure you always have oil in your furnace, because we've run out of oil before. That was something that we never had to deal with in Toronto. When we moved up here, I felt we had to be more self-sufficient. So we decided when we first moved here that we liked working together. It was good to bounce ideas off each other. We went to school for drawing and painting, and I liked two-dimensional work. Might draw, say, an animal, and then I'd go to Terry and say, okay, let's figure out how to technically make this. He knows how to figure out those things, and then together we put our skills together. As glassblowers, we tend to work as a couple. Not always a married couple, but a couple. Just the nature of the material you need. What I really like about being an artist is that people don't expect a lot from you, so you can kind of just be who you are. And sometimes who you are is ridiculous and you want to make a beaver with oversized glass teeth. And sometimes you want to make really serious work that's inspired by your trip to Newfoundland and the icebergs.
It takes 2 days to heat the furnace up. We do production 5 days a week, and on weekends we either do art pieces or we teach. We've had students from, the Orkney Islands in Scotland. We've had, students from pretty much all over the world, really, which is fun and exciting to introduce people to the process that we do and love, and to see people have that eureka moment when they get it. Being able to teach something you're passionate about, and they always go away with a new appreciation for what goes into making glass.
So when we first moved here, our daughter was 10 months old, and I knew people, but not, like, I didn't have any BFFs. Like, I didn't know anybody really well. It was isolating. I didn't know what to do. And then through the art community, we met people pretty quickly.
It's interesting, the artists that we get together with, we all have very different careers, but we're all makers. The artist community for us is much stronger than what we had in the city. I find it refreshing and really exciting to get together and talk about art that's not our own. The art community up here is strong. It's a passionate group of people.
A lot of people move up here to kind of be quiet and escape and work and not be interrupted. You have a chance to be with yourself more often and figuring out who you are. A lot of artists say that they're really inspired by their surroundings, which I always thought was really hokey, but it does happen. I mean, if we lived in the city, we'd be surrounded by skyscrapers, so art would probably be very different.
There's always that sort of constant reminder that we're in this place and connected to it. It's just peaceful. We're always being inspired. I don't know that I could live anywhere else.
When you're friends with another artist, no one ever asks you, why are you doing this? What's your backup plan? Do you have retirement? It's just, this is what we do. And then we talked to the rest of the world, and people are really astounded that you can make a living as an artist, that you can raise a kid, that you can have a mortgage. I don't have a backup plan because this is what I'm doing. This is who I am. It's great for other people to see what you can do as an artist, because I think people kind of get too typecast. They expect a certain thing from you. So we're able to kind of dissolve that myth that as an artist we can use our material and push it to its max.